All right, we are live for the first couple seconds here. We're going to get all of our computers set up and ready to go here. So, what we're going to be doing, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, this is 911 Airsoft. For those of you that haven't been here before, my name is Dave Bosco, and tonight we are going over survival. Sanctuary. So, what we're going to be doing, if you haven't been here before, please subscribe, hit the bell. That way, you'll get a notification and you will never miss one of these live videos or even uh, a video that we put up. We're going to be putting gameplay videos up, things like that. But we're going to be talking about that at a different time. Right now, we're going to be talking about what is going on with survival this year. So, we're getting everything set up here. I've got monitors going on, so I'm looking at the website. That way, any questions, I'll be able to get all that situated while we're doing it. So let me get clicked up here. And, all right. Now, if you have any questions whatsoever, put them in the comments. I'm going to be checking the comments as we go along. So, what is the event about? A lot of people say survival. What is it? Basically, this is an event where everyone hits the field, okay? So, those of you that haven't been here, you're just going to be hitting the field after we go through the briefing, the rules, things like that. Once I get to editing this, this live video will fall off and then be reposted back up again. Jace Daniels, how are you? Okay, so once this video goes back up, what I'll do is I'll put a link up here to a video we're going to be putting up that has all the rules that is gone over at the in the beginning. So, what is survival about? Basically, you're going to hit the field. There's nothing pretty much that you know that we have planned. Everything is kind of like a freestyle based thing that we're doing, and this is basically after like the apocalypse. Okay, sanctuary this year is our field is your sanctuary. Okay, imaginary walls all the way around this sanctuary, right? So there's only one way into the field and one way out of the field. So what happens is you have to protect your sanctuary. And why would you want to do that? Well, because there's outside people, okay, that want into this sanctuary because you have things that they don't have. So if you have things that they don't have, they're going to want to come in and steal it from you. Well, the whole thing about survival is you have to bring your own stuff. Okay, you're going to be eating lunch on the field. We're not going to break. I mean, this is going to be all day long. We're not going to stop or anything. And you got to make friends because the big thing about this is you're not going to know who to trust. Okay, so you just take we'll use The Walking Dead. Okay, you don't know who to trust in your little sanctuary, and that's the problem. Is you have to make friends, you make alliances, you groups, and you survive throughout the day. The biggest thing is there's a lot of things that are set on the field. Those things that are set on the field, you either want to find them, you want to hold on to them, you can use them to barter and trade and anything that you think would work. So if you bring things to barter and trade, bottle caps. Now, that's the other thing is you have to make sure that you're bringing bottle caps because that is what is pretty much what you need to be able to trade with other people and barter and things like that. That is the biggest thing that you have to remember is just bring something because bottle caps are the currency. Okay. So we don't have a fixed currency. This year, you have your bottle caps as your currency. And also, we're going to have a third currency. Now, this third currency, I myself and Amy are the only two that actually knows what this currency is. So you don't duplicate this currency, okay? And there's only going to be 300 pieces of this currency, okay? So 300 pieces of our currency means that that currency is worth a dollar, okay? A physical dollar. Certain people will have this currency that you're going to have to acquire throughout the day. And that currency is worth a dollar. So remember that you need to really barter and trade and try to get other things. Okay, so that's pretty much what the day is trying to survive because the outsiders are trying to get in. You don't want the outsiders to come in because then they're going to corrupt everything, and that's the main thing. Okay, now gather some friends, get into groups. A lot of people, Brian. Yes, the actual bottle caps. Okay, I'm answering this question right now. The actual bottle caps, hall monitor. How are you? I'm getting to Brian right now. So actual bottle caps are lootable. Now, the money currency itself is not lootable. Okay, the third currency is not lootable, but you can trade that third currency if you feel as if you don't need the dollar, but somebody else might have a dollar or need a dollar. You can trade with them for that dollar. You can make deals with people to get that part of the currency. When you're looted, basically what happens is you're going to give up either one or a couple, whatever the agreement is when you're being looted, okay? Because you're not just going to walk up to somebody, you're not going to loot everything they have. You only take one item, okay? So whether it's one bottle cap or whatever it is. So you got to be careful with the looted items. Make sure you bring stuff with you because it can be anything. It doesn't have to be bottle caps. It could be Twinkies, could be cookies, bottles of water. A lot of people barter and trade bottles of water. Um, in past years, we've had casinos set up where they were playing cards, they were playing fish, Uno, for crackers, cookies, water, soda, Gatorade, whatever. Um, we also had a gentleman that set up a little Chinese food place and was actually cooking on the field. People were actually eating ramen noodles. Now, some of these ramen noodles, well, they might have a couple of BBs in them, but I mean that's all part of the thing, right? Um, so okay, hall monitor. You got plenty of stuff, huh? Plenty of stuff to trade. That's good, good. Um, and then we have biker Sean. Okay, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Thank you. Basically, we're going over the lootable items. Regular bottle caps are lootable. Anything else that you have, the third currency that we are providing, that only I know what this currency is worth a physical dollar. Okay, so at the end of the day, you can cash that currency in, use it in the store, whatever. But that's actual currency. And you want to make sure that the outsiders, they don't get this currency, okay? Because you don't want your currency going to the outsiders. Because if the outsiders get the actual money, it's not going to be too good. All right. So cardboard knives wrapped in duct tape, as long as it's cardboard. because basically that would be the same thing as like a Nerf thing or whatever. We do have to inspect this stuff to make sure it is pliable. It's not something that's going to whale somebody, and would appreciate it if it would have a, and I'm trying to look for something here. Let me use my internet source. If it had a nice, dull, curved top to it. We don't want anything that's going to like, you're not flaying fish out there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah, we're not flying anything. But yeah, you're good to go with it wrapped. And oh, Jace, yes. Jace brings up a good thing. He says, so you never know when a firefight will start. And that's exactly what happens. And Jace, thank you, because I wanted to cover this before I got into anything else. I get this complaint every year, and it is like over and over for some reason. I get somebody that comes up to me and says, Dave, I was walking through the woods. I was on the path, and I asked this guy. I said, "Are you dead?" Because he was just like walking. He wasn't holding his gun up. Nothing. He said he didn't even answer me. He passed me, and then after I got past him, he shot me in the back. And I'm like, "Yeah, you just got, you just got beat." You know what I mean? Because you got looted too. So, and that's the thing is, you don't know who to trust. So you want to keep your distance from people that if you say, "Hey, are you dead?" If they say they're dead, they need to have that dead rag on their head, and they cannot take that dead rag off and go back into the game. They have to go back to respawn. Once you put the dead rag on your head, that's it. If you say you're dead, you're dead. So don't say anything at all if that's what your plan is, but don't say that you're dead. But all the complaints that I've ever gotten was he didn't even say anything. He just like, I was walking and he popped me in the back with a BB. Well, and that is Jace, just like you said, it is. It's part of the game, and that's what makes the game very interesting because you do not know who to trust. That's the biggest thing in this, and that's why I like it so much because you have to make friends, and the friends that you make, you want to hold on to those friends because then you can do stuff together. The biggest thing is everybody wants to be in this big clump, and that's what makes it really bad is when you're in that big clump, you're sticking out like a sore thumb. You want to just at least keep spread out just far enough where if the stuff was to go down or something happened, you're all not there getting ambushed. If you end up keeping things in a different location that you don't want people to see, don't advertise that type of stuff. And this is rain or shine, okay? Unless we have some tornado that's going to whip through, or I can't think of anything else. I mean, a big hurricane or whatever. As long as we're not endangering people in the wind, that's the biggest thing is trees breaking. So survival. You can be here as early as 7 a.m. Now, the plan is to hit the field early, like 9 o'clock. Okay. And it's going to last until 4 o'clock. Now, throughout the day, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm actually going to do a Facebook Live on the field during the day and get somebody to give me. I'm going to walk around the field. I'm going to find somebody and we're going to do a giveaway. Okay. So we're going to be doing things like that as the day goes on. So you can get here at 7 o'clock and be done by 4. Now, what to bring? The best thing to bring is like a backpack. You want to bring lootable items, food, water, things like that. You want to bring a backpack with you. Currency, bottle caps. Okay. We're going to have the third currency. Merchants. Here's the biggest question that I've gotten so far is, can I be a merchant? Can I do some type of selling something or setting up? Yes, you can do that. Let us know what you want to do, where you want to do it. We already have a few people already that have got places on the field that they're setting up. You got some mercenaries being set up. You've got some vendors that are setting up. You've got a store. We got a store that's setting up that's actually going to have airsoft stuff for sale in this room. You can use your third currency for stuff like that. Um, or it's all up to whoever's running the store. They may say, I just want regular bottle caps for that, but we're going to have an actual store running that has airsoft stuff in that store on the field. Now, we're also in the Applebee's building, okay? For those of you that don't know what the Applebee's building is, it's a building with two windows and a door in the middle. That building is pretty much in the middle of town. That building is going to be off limits to play, but it's going to be used as a place to eat because we are having somebody set up, and it hasn't been verified yet, but they're actually going to be cooking in this building. You'll be able to go in there and barter, trade, things like that for actual food, like last year with the ramen noodles. So anybody wants to be a merchant, anybody wants to sell things, set up camp somewhere, the entire field is open. So remember that we're going to be using the entire field. Locations on the field. The locations on the field are anywhere you want to be, from the very south fort to the very north fort. There's been a couple of new paths that I cut in there. Had to do with the outsiders a little bit. So always keep in mind about these outsiders. Don't get started in the beginning of the game and get too relaxed, because these outsiders, you'll want to be careful. Shopping carts. We have two shopping carts. One is going to be at the north end of the field and one's going to be at the south end of the field. For those of you that are into the north, south, east, and west, make sure that you know when you get there, because we will instruct that to you, which way is north, south, east, and west, because that has a lot to do with the shopping carts. For one, the shopping carts. One shopping cart's going to be in the north, one's going to be in the south, and that shopping cart's going to have some contents in it. And you're going to have to move that shopping cart from one end to the field to the other end of the field to get a reward. And it's whoever has that shopping cart at the end of the field. Caution tape. Now, there's going to be caution tape around the town. Okay. Wherever you see yellow caution tape around town means if an outsider penetrates into the sanctuary, they cannot cross the caution tape. Okay. So the town itself is a safe zone for everyone except for the outsiders. They cannot come into town. Okay. Outsiders. I was debating on whether to tell you this. There's going to be 5 outsiders. Okay. Don't know when they're going to take play. Don't know when they're even going to start. Okay. Once an outsider is in play, you will know that. They will have a special color armband on. So you will know who that outsider is. There's only 5. Okay? Now, throughout the day, these outsiders, just like yourselves, you're going to be looking for people to join your little group, your little clan, whatever you want to call it. And yes, okay, Brian, yes, you can shoot in town. And there's all kinds of shooting that goes on all over the field. There's no place that's limited to no shooting except for in the restaurant, which is Applebee's. Is there going to be a selection in like the town where we can defog, refresh, and go back out? Yes, there will be. There will be a place for you to defog. Okay, we're gonna use the Applebee's building for that. That's going to be the safe zone, so to speak. When you're in that building, you'll be able to do that because we're not going to have any shooting inside that building. Outsiders. What I wanted to tell you about the outsiders, very important, is there's only 5 outsiders, and throughout the day, they're going to come into play. Okay, so you need to pay attention and keep aware and watch who you talk to, because you don't know who you're talking to. You could be talking to somebody that's going to be an outsider. These people have already been chosen. So now throughout the day, these outsiders can make deals with other people. You can shoot these outsiders. You can loot them. They have real valued currency on them. So they're carrying, some of them are carrying this third currency, which is stamped. So we know that it came from them. Okay. You don't want them getting any of your currency. You want to get their currency, because then that is actual value. Okay. It's $1 a piece. So just be careful. Make sure. Now, throughout the day, those 5 people, they may come up to you and try to talk you onto their side. Now, if they do, if they shoot you, they can loot you and they can walk away. Or they can loot you and ask you, "Hey, can you can you come back and stay with us? We'll actually respawn you back in. We'll medic you." At that point, you will then be one of them. Okay? When you are one of them, you can shoot other players, you can loot other players, but you can't bring them back. Okay? Only the original 5 players can bring people over, offer to bring people over to the other side. So that way we don't have a bunch of people converting a bunch of people. You see what I'm saying? Because this is going to go on all day. It's going to be all day long. So these 5 people know that we only want 3 players an hour, maybe, because we're not going to go nuts over this. We're going to be worried about looting, because we need to those 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 need to be able to get their own buildup of currency. How many of the third currency did I make? The third currency is worth $1 a piece. We have $300 that's going to be floating around on the field. Okay, 300 of them. And don't ask me, because I'm not going to tell you what it is. So, yeah, so looting. You can loot somebody one thing. Don't get crazy over it. Make it fun. Make it good. Respawns and medics. There's going to be 2 respawns. They're actually going to be on the west side of the field, out by the cornfield. You're actually going to have to go out there to respawn. Or you can be medic back in. Now, don't be surprised if something happens and I come up to you and say, "I'll medic you back in for 3 bottle caps." If you only have 2 bottle caps, I might not medic you, or might have to make a deal with you. Or maybe you hang out with me for a while and we'll go loot some other people together, and maybe we'll split it and then you'll owe me something. That's basically how this works. I mean, it's pretty interesting for those of you that haven't been here before. It's pretty awesome. So we went over to respawns, medics. If you're going to medic somebody, it's 60 taps. Okay, you medic them 60 taps. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Like I said, put a link up there, show you the rules, because we're not going to go over that right now. Only got a couple more things here, and then I'll go over any more questions. But the buildings that are marked with red caution tape, these buildings with red caution tape, you cannot go into this building and loot the merchant. Okay, if the merchant's selling real airsoft stuff, you can't go in there and, "I want a vest, I want a bottle of BBs, I want this, I want that." No, you can loot for whatever a player has or bottle caps. Okay, the buildings with the red caution tape, you can't take over those buildings. Okay, and I think we're gonna have, I don't know, maybe just a handful of those buildings, and then the rest of them are pretty much free for all. I mean, if somebody wants to set up a casino in one of the buildings and they get raided or whatever, or if they're setting up a casino and they got stuff sitting in there, we'll probably red tape that one too, just so people don't get disrupted. But some people, they're not going to care. They're just going to want to sit in a building. They're going to want to do something. If they get shot up and leave and they lose the building, they got to come back and fight for it. So um, that's the other good thing too. So you just remember, you can't rob the red tape building. Okay. Um, and then pick a leader. This is most important. Okay. Think of this as The Walking Dead. Okay. You got to have somebody who is the leader inside of this sanctuary. Now, you don't have to because you might have 15, 20 groups of people that are um, just doing their own thing. They're not doing anything in particular. So just if you pick a leader and you don't like the leader, that starts to separate people. So then you might have people that'll go to the south or people that go to the north and say, I don't want anything to do with that part of the area because I don't like who the leader is or I don't trust who the leader is. Um, be careful who you pick as a leader. Um, if you're not happy, you start your own group. You start another group. Um, Other than that, that's how the day's going to go. Normally, survival, it is, how do I phrase that? Because I don't want to use that word, but it's usually, rubber balls to the wall in the beginning. And then around lunchtime, people start getting a little sluggish and everything. And that is, that's why we want to keep things rolling. We want to keep it rolling throughout the day. There's going to be more action, more firefights at the middle to end of the day than there's probably ever been in any survival event that we've had here because that's how it's going to end up going. And this is if you are in an alliance, can you kill the people in your alliance and loot them? Absolutely. That's the thing is you don't know who to trust and who not to trust. Okay? I might have just medicked you back in and you said, well, I only have 6 bottle caps and you wanted 10. Well, guess what? You get 6 bottle caps. I see you. You're with me and you shoot somebody and loot them and you get 10 or you got 10 people that you just shot up and you get 10 bottle caps. Just because you're walking with me doesn't mean I can't shoot you and loot you. That's the thing. Or I can only take one, but I can say it's going to cost you 5 for me to medic you back in. Otherwise, you're going to have to walk all the way that way to get medic back in. So I'm pretty much wrapping up with the questions we had with emails and things like that, and going over everything because we're getting ready to hit the 30-minute mark, and that's pretty much where I want to end it. So, yes, people in your alliance, there's going to be $300 floating around in third currency. Keep your eye out for the outsiders. That's going to be the biggest thing. So look, if you haven't been here before, subscribe. That way you don't get long videos like this. Normally we only post like a 5, maybe 10-minute video. That's it. We'll be posting our Customer Appreciation Day video coming up. It will be this weekend from last weekend. That way we're on schedule. So if you have any other questions, check out our Facebook page. Go to the website, get registered because the price goes up. Don't get caught in the price up of things. Get it at the discount now. So, all right, this pretty much wraps everything up. We are at the 29th minute. So I got about 60 seconds to tell you we have the event patches. Okay, Velcro event patches. Everybody's going to be getting one. Okay. Show up early, get ready, get chronoed, bring your backpacks because you're going to want to put some stuff in it. That's usually the best way to carry things. If it's going to rain, bring some tarps. You guys are welcome to bring tarps. People bring tarps all the time. Even had a few people bring a tent. The only problem with a tent is somebody might shoot through the tent. Okay. And remember, you might have to walk away from this stuff. So it's a lot cheaper to have like a tarp than it would be to have a tent. Okay, but some people do bring tents, so bring what you need, and don't forget the shopping carts. The shopping carts, we're gonna have one in the north, one in the south. Okay, I just saw a spike in people joining in. If you have any questions, throw them in real quick. We're getting ready to wrap this up. The shopping carts will have certain things in them. And if a shopping cart doesn't have something in it, somebody may be sending you to go get the shopping cart because that may be a mission. There's going to be missions all day long. If you don't want to portray in acting and all this stuff, there's going to be missions during the day that's going to send you, and you will be rewarded for those missions. And a lot of that stuff is going to be in real airsoft stuff. If you get something like a belt, and an Enola Gay smoke grenade belt that holds like 10 smoke grenades or whatever, you could like pack it with smoke grenades. Somebody else might want it. You might not want it, but somebody else might want it. Okay, let's see. When you buy something from the store that sells airsoft stuff with third currency, can we keep it? Yes. Yes. It's yours. Like we did this last year. It is yours. If you buy something from that store, anything that's exchanged on the field is yours. Other than the shopping cart and things like that. But I mean, if you're getting airsoft stuff, if you're getting whatever, yeah. It's yours. You barter and trade with somebody and they want to give you a case of water and you want to strap a case of water to your back and walk the field. Good luck. Have at it. But good luck. But it's yours, unless, you got a big pack of water on your back and it gets looted. But make sure that all your lootable items are in a lootable area. Okay? They just can't come up to you and say, I want the hat that you're wearing. If they come up with you and say, do you have anything that's lootable? Well, yeah, I don't like this hat, but yeah, you could take my hat. You could take my sweatshirt. You could take this big pack of water I got strapped to my back. They can't just take whatever. I don't want them taking your belt. I don't want them to take your belt and then you're walking around the field and your pants fall down. I don't need that. No. Don't be looting your pants or jacket or whatever. We won't even go there. But okay, another question. Will the carts have ammo? The carts may not have anything in them, but if you are asked by a merchant to go get a cart, there could be ammo in it. I will tell you, in the past, we've had Ziploc bags with ammo in them, BBs, marked right on the bag what they are. You want to go do a job? You want to go do a mission? You come back. We know that you did the mission. If you went back and shot somebody and looted them and you have them sign a little card or whatever the proof is, it all depends on what the reward is. But there is a high possibility that, yeah, you can get BBs. We do have them floating around. So the event, when does it end? The event ends at 4 o'clock. Because it's going to start getting dark early. So event will end at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock will blow the siren, and that's it. We are done. So we are at 33 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to end it at 34 minutes if we don't get any more questions. And remember, go to the website, 911airsoft.com. Pre-register so you can get early. Everybody's getting an event patch. We work very hard to make sure that we have event patches for you guys because I think it's awesome. I also want to thank every one of you because you're what makes this field. It doesn't matter if I've got the best airsoft field in the world. I could have the best airsoft field. I could have the crappiest airsoft field. It's because of you. You're what makes the field. I could have a crappy airsoft field and everybody would love it because the community's great. I could have the best airsoft field, but people would hate it because they just don't like the people. But, we do the best that we can. There'll be red vested marshals out on the field. Our staff members will be playing during the day. They will be marked with red tape. If you have any issues, any questions, you just go to them. They'll be out in the field, wandering around. And yes, Brian, don't trust anyone is the general strategy. We're going to leave it on that. Please remember that. Don't trust anyone is the general strategy. You're absolutely correct. Until then, my name's Dave Bosco for 911 Airsoft here in Greenwood, Delaware. And I will see you right here. Survival, November. See you then. Have a good night. Brains and brawns. There you go. Brains versus brawns. See you later. Have a good night. Bye.